yeah, the moment I do decide to make a video, homeboy will be over here with the lawnmower. Is it not bad enough that I gotta have the little wind thingy here because it's windy outside? But I digress. So it's been nearly what, 2 months since I made a video here on YouTube. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like this video is not planned, but I feel like I gotta get some thoughts out. I feel like I need to unload, so to speak, say some stuff. Um, First of all, I want to apologize for just abruptly ceasing my uploads. I want to apologize for just ghosting, my audience here. You know what they say: if you're somebody who's trying to build a YouTube channel, you gotta come with it. You gotta be consistent. You gotta keep the content rolling. Otherwise, people will just forget about you. People will go watch somebody else. People will just stop tuning into you. If I'm being 100% honest, in February, I really didn't care. I didn't care whether I uploaded another video or not. I didn't care about YouTube. I didn't care about live streaming on Twitch. I didn't care about content creation. Like, I just didn't care about nothing. Okay? Nothing. And when I say, when I put everything down, that is when things started to change in my life. So I hope that you got some time. If you don't, just pause the video, create a timestamp just to make sure you remember where you were the last time you came here. Because we're going to be here a while. I'm not cutting anything out. I'm not editing nothing. What you see is what you're going to get. I've expressed in the past how I felt about, my YouTube channel. I had goals and aspirations to make this channel something amazing, make it big, and get that also coveted YouTube partnership. And I would make video after video after video, spending money on applications to let me know, hey, is this title click worthy? Is that thumbnail click worthy? Doing all of the research, the keywords, putting the description in, like putting a lot of work into my channel. Much like a lot of you all out there, put a lot of work into your channel, and you should. But I think that, once the rubber hits the road, you got to know where you're going. And for me, I had to separate this from this. I had to separate, the internet from reality. And the fact of the matter is that there's a lot of people that live their life on the internet. They post everything. They post their L's. They post their W's. They post their problems. They post everything on social media. They share their life with everybody on social media. And I'm just not down with that. You know what I'm saying? What was going on here in my life needed my attention a lot more than some YouTube channel. A lot more. Uploading videos started becoming stressful. I was recording multiple videos in a day, anxious to upload the videos, like right when I made them, when the smart thing was to schedule them out, because I was thinking, like a lot of the people who have made it will always tell us, keep on uploading, keep on posting, and people will watch, people will subscribe, people will get to you. And look, I did all of that. I did all of that. And that became a form of stress in my life. Like, that became a problem in my life. That became something that started to turn into a burden, something that became not fun and really, really draining. And if you're me and you have all of the things that I have going on in my life, you can't afford to be drained. Okay? I couldn't afford to be drained for anything. You feel me? I got children, I'm married, I work, and it's just I got a lot of things that I wear, a lot of hats, we repping Jesus today, of course. Um, I do a lot of things, and the advice that I give people, I wouldn't even take it at the time. And that advice is, whatever is stressing you out, you need to cut it off, no matter what it is. If it is a toxic relationship, you need to cut it off. If it is a toxic work environment, you need to quit and get out and focus on your mental health. If it is a friend that's using you and abusing you, then you need to unfriend them and kick them to the curb. But I should apply that to my life. Like, if there is a action or even a hobby or something in which you have picked up and it is no longer servicing you in a positive way and you're not benefiting from it, you need to stop. You need to let it go. And that was exactly what I did in the month of February. When I let it go, it was almost like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. A burden casted into the sea off of my mind. No more checking my videos to see how many views that I've gotten. No more refreshing YouTube Studio just to check the analytics. No more checking for likes. No more going back and forth with people in the comments section. Some of them positive, some of them not so positive. Like, all of that stuff right there was just lifted off of my shoulder. I got a friend who's a YouTube partner as well, and I remember we had a conversation maybe about a year or so ago, and he was telling me, he's like, bro, people are going to be very disappointed when they actually do get to YouTube partner and see that it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Like, it's really not what it's all cracked up to be. And he's a pretty honest guy, and I always took that to heart and kept it in the back of my mind when I decided to start uploading videos here on this channel. But what I want to talk to you all about is why I just dropped the ball. I won't say drop the ball, but why did I just stop uploading? So, all right, life be lifing, y'all. All of us are going through something, whether we show it or not, whether we talk about it or not, whether you can tell or not. All of us are going through something of some sort. We all just handle it differently. Some of the things we go through, we allow to break us, put us in the mental institution, put us in the corner of our room with the blanket over your head, and then some of us let those things make us better, and we embrace it, and then we move forward. All right. Me and my family have been needing another place to live for many years. Many years. I'm not going to disclose how many, but we've been needing a place to live, a new place to live, so to speak, for many years. And year after year, we would get our hopes up thinking that this would be the year, and then it just wouldn't be. Now, mind you, I stay in Florida, and The market is saturated, it's expensive here, and for what I do, I need people to open their wallets and their purses so I can give them the best service I possibly can give them. I don't do well with people that stingy. I don't do well with people that doesn't see the value in a person's work. I just don't do well. I mean, who does do well with that? But for many years, we have been needing a new place to live, and look, I do have a channel to where I talk about my faith, and it is my mistake for not embracing that more on this channel. There is no way I could separate my faith in Christ, because that is who I am as a man, my characteristics, my moral compass, my makeup, how I treat people. It is who I am. And there's no way I could just make content and not talk about the most important aspects of my life next to my family. But when I say that our prayers were finally answered this year, after so many days, so many weeks, so many months, so many years. Our prayers were finally answered. We got the opportunity in February. I hope y'all got y'all popcorn. We finally got this opportunity to move into a huge home. Huge. I don't want to be one of those people that just, again, puts all their business out on here. But we got a beautiful, beautiful opportunity that only God could have orchestrated himself. And it was all because of obedience on my behalf, obedience on my wife's behalf, of me being the steward over my marriage, leading my wife spiritually as the spiritual leader of my household, and leading my children as well. Because don't y'all know that's what's wrong with this world right now? What's wrong with this world is that everybody wants to do what they want to do, and they want to push God out of the picture and then complain about when catastrophe strikes. Everybody wants to get out here and fornicate, have sex with some of everybody, do drugs, and, cheat their way through life. And then when tragedy strikes or when trouble comes, oh God, that's when people want God, when they're in trouble. And unfortunately, that's the norm. When Jesus only wants you to have a relationship with him, and that's it. Let me be the first to tell you, Jesus ain't no imaginary person. He's a historical figure. He's not somebody made up, and I just can't put into words, what he's done for my life ever since 2012. You feel me? But we got this opportunity to move finally. We move in, let me see, May the 1st. So about another 4 weeks is when we move. And I might vlog that day just to show you all. Well, I really don't want to show you like outside of the house and stuff like that. Again, I ain't finna be one of those people standing in front of the house with the keys. We're not doing all of that. But look, I'm gonna tell people what God has did in my family, me and my family's life. I'm not gonna hold that as a secret. I'm not gonna be quiet about that, because there's somebody out there, who needs to hear that. So because we're moving to a much larger space, let me just put it like this. It is double the space, that we have right now. And everybody, every member of my family is gonna have a place to call their own in their house. And my family deserves it. My wife, she deserves it. I deserve it. Um, my mother, my father, my wife's mom, her grandmother, everybody's just so happy for us. Everybody's so excited. They were just like, it's been a long time coming, and we're just happy for you and the family, the children and stuff. And there were many tears cried from myself. Have you ever prayed and you just kept on praying, and then you question, you're like, is this even gonna happen? Is this even for me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Don't give up. Everything happens in the season in which it's meant to happen. But if it's one thing I will say, is that you reap what you sow. And if you don't sow anything at all, you really shouldn't expect anything at all. And I've been faithful in my faith, diligent in asking, treating people with love and respect, doing what I can. I'm not perfect, but just doing what I can to elevate. That's how it works in this life. You can't be selfish. You can't stay to yourself. You can't just think about you and expect it to get to the next level. It don't work like that. And if you are somebody that has so happened to make it to another level by being that way, it's all going to come crumbling down because your foundation is corrupted. You build a empire on a faulty foundation. At some point, when you get vulnerable, when you get weak, it's going to come crashing down. If God is not your foundation, that means that whatever you did was built on your own accord and your own power. And anything that's man-made, folks, I don't know if you know this, eventually breaks down. Everything that's made by the hands of man corrupts and it breaks down. Many years of praying, many times of just wanting to give up, just really, really pushing for this. And here it is. It's finally here. But I told myself and I told my wife, and I was praying to the Lord. I said, look, here it is. Now it's time to go on the grind mode. Now it's time to push harder than I've ever pushed before. And that's exactly what I've been doing for like most of February, all of March, and going into this month right here. I've been working my butt off. And God has been opening doors for me, opportunities for me, to generate the finances that I need to be able to live comfortably. And I give him all glory and I give him all praise for that. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I got the gifts and I apply the pressure. But, God will give you the tools, but you got to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Some of you out, you pray, God, I need more money. I need another job. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, how are you applying yourself? Are you putting yourself out there? Or are you just sitting on the couch waiting for something to fall in your lap? God will give you the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, here you go. Now I gave you a brain. And I gave you arms and hands and all that stuff. Use it. Use it. In the book of Deuteronomy, it tells us that it is the Lord that gives us the ability to gather wealth. Like, it is God that gives us what we need to build an empire. to become rich, wealthy, whatever terminology you want to use. It's God, it ain't you. You didn't create nothing. We didn't create anything. Did you make yourself? Did your mother and father make themselves? Did your grandparents make themselves? Like, if you didn't bring you into this world, you didn't make anything. You didn't create nothing. But in this life, folks, one nugget here that you should always keep in mind is that we are nothing but stewards in this life. Nothing but stewards. I don't care if your name is on the mortgage. I don't care if your name is on the title. You're still just holding on to it. We really don't own much of anything. We just stewards. Putting your faith in God, putting your foundation on Him, and then letting Him do the rest is the key to moving forward in this life. I don't know, maybe you're somebody out there that's been struggling. You can't figure stuff out. You hate life right now. Nothing's going your way. Listen to what I'm telling you. If you're trying to build on your own accord for the foundation that you created, not going to last. It's going to be just like quicksand. At some point, it'll go sinking down. The book of Proverbs tells us that if you delight in the Lord, He shall establish the desires of your heart. And if you commit your works to Him, He will establish your ways. You know, trying to do life without God is just impossible. Like, you will go through life struggling. You will go through life just handicapped, limping, all the way into your old years. I'm trying to get through life in the best condition as I possibly can. And the best way to do that is to put my trust in the Lord, help who I can along the way, be generous, be kind, be giving, be sacrificial, love others. These are just basic biblical principles for a better life. And if you don't believe me, then practice it. Because I'm telling you, y'all wondering where I've been at all this time? Doing all of that. And not worried about any of this. Like, I still ain't worried about this. I came here today to make this video because I got a lot of stuff on my mind and I need to get it out. You feel me? I talk to my wife all the time. But I just feel like I needed to get here on YouTube and to just speak. Because it's been like nearly 2 months since I made a video. Here we are in the month of April. How many of you know when things are going your way, that's when issues rear their fangs? That's when the enemy comes into the picture. Starts rearing his fangs, throwing stones at you, throwing stuff at you. And then for me, I guess this is the therapeutical part of this video for me, that I have been feeling very overwhelmed. Maybe for about the last week or so. Very overwhelmed. My wife, tired, overwhelmed. You know, being a mom, helping with homework, being a wife, making sure I'm happy, making sure I'm good. Running on E. I took her out last weekend. Get her nails done, all that good stuff, manicure, pedicure, making her feel pretty, making her feel beautiful. Fellas, don't forget to do that with your wife. Don't forget that. If you want her to operate on 10, then you need to make sure she's right, all right? I'm just being honest. Our 13th-year wedding anniversary was this past Sunday, and we didn't do nothing. We just relaxed and chilled, and that was it. 13 years of marriage. Been together for 21 years. That's a blessing. I was making some coffee at the gas station a few days ago. 2 cups of coffee, 1 of the coffee, a little bit of creamer and some some sweetener, and the other one I put whipped cream and all that other stuff. And this gentleman came up behind me. He's like, "Hey, you fixing it up, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's for my wife." He's like, "Yeah, I figured as much. How long you been married?" I said, "Yesterday was 13 years." And he was like, "Wow, brother, you really don't see that anymore. You don't see that at all, actually. There's so much division between men and women now, so much back and forth. Guys don't trust women, women don't trust guys. They feel like dating the same sex is the best option because every time they date the opposite sex, it doesn't turn out the way they want. Nobody's faithful because they're afraid they're going to get cheated on. They're like, let me get ahead of the game. I don't trust you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have me a side chick just in case you're thinking about cheating on me. And ladies, you ain't no better. You do the same. Sneaky links just in case he ain't acting right. Or just in case you had a thought. Or maybe you had a dream or something, right? Relationships, cooked. Marriage, hard work, folks. Really hard. And as a man, like I said, for me, making sure I'm a good husband, making sure that I'm a good father, making sure I'm taking care of what I need to take care of in the workforce. Feeling overwhelmed because I don't have any time for myself anymore. For 2 months, I haven't done anything, nothing, nothing to bring myself satisfaction because I've been so focused and tunnel vision with this move, trying to make sure that we're going to be good, trying to make sure, that I got all my ducks in a row, trying to make sure that I'm not leaving no stones unturned, trying to make sure that my wife and my kids are going to be happy, which I know they're going to be happy in this home, but we need to be comfortable as well. I haven't done anything for me. Nothing. Not a thing. I haven't bought myself anything. We're 4 months into the year. I told myself that I wasn't going to buy myself any shoes. I bought a lot of shoes over the last couple of years, and I started feeling really bad about that near the end of last year. And I was like, I just was not a good steward over my money, and I bought shoes unnecessarily for what? For what? So I was like, look, the only time I'm going to buy shoes is for my wife and kids, and that's it. So, but at some point, I got to do something for myself because, I feel like my body is breaking down. Y'all know I work out a lot, but it's still breaking down. I need to go to the chiropractor. I'm having pain in my neck, my back. Don't finish that. If you caught that, comment down below. If you caught that. If you didn't, then just ignore me. All right. But I got pain in my body. You feel me? And it's from neglect. Not getting massages, not getting chiropractic work. Us guys, we neglect ourselves so much. Like, we neglect ourselves. Like, ladies, y'all got that on lock. You get your nails done, you get your lashes done, you get makeup, you do all that stuff. Y'all do everything. And I know it's not to just look pretty, but it's to make you feel good. Us guys, like, we struggle in that area a lot. We got to be forced to do that. And I've been saying this to so many people over the last few months, I'm going to make an appointment to go get a massage, or I'm going to make an appointment to go get chiropractic work, and I still haven't did it yet. I look at my schedule, I'm like, when the heck am I going to be able to do this? And make this work with whoever is going to do it. But regardless, I have to do it because at the capacity that I'm pushing myself, I need it. I need it. Like I said, it's April, and when things are going your way, things happen. Like, I went to take my car to one of my cars to the mechanic. I'm having some issues, and I have to get some stuff fixed on that. Like, this would happen right when I'm about to get ready to move. But that's just life, folks. That's just what it is. You could probably hear it in my voice that, man, you sound like you got a lot going on right now. I do. All while all while still trying to make sure that I'm a good friend to those that are really close to me. There's been some people that I've had to unintentionally ignore respectfully. A lot of people want my attention. A lot of people want to talk to me. A lot of people want to sit down with me. A lot of people, I don't know, they just want me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I can't. I just can't. And if I gave myself to everybody, then I would have nothing left over. And that's another word of encouragement, folks. Like, you don't have to be accessible to everybody. You can be accessible to whom you want to be, and who you don't want to be, then just be like, I'm sorry. I don't have time. Maybe later down in the month or next month we can sit down and talk, and if they feel some type of way, then they just feel some type of way. Yeah, and you just go on about your life, go on about your day. But for me, there's a select few people in my life that I try to maintain a good relationship with because they pour into me. My wife, mandatory. Priority number one, making sure she's good, making sure she's happy with me, making sure that she's safe. My kids, making sure they're good and safe. My son graduates high school next month. That's a big one. That's a big one. Him graduating high school is a win for both me and him because I did horribly in high school, horribly. He gets to do something that I never got an opportunity to do, or or should I say, made a dumb choice when I was his age. But just to see my son walk that stage with a high GPA and great grades, AB honor roll, not a troublemaker, great kid all the way around, very smart. I'm so blessed to be able to say this kid came from me, and all of the sacrificing and the talks and the hard work and the quality time invested into him. Here we have an amazing young man. I can't wait until he walks that stage. It's gonna take everything in me to not cry. If I do, hey, I just cry. I don't care. That's my baby right there. Two more to go. Two more to go. Let's go. Look, folks, this this is just a documentary of another man trying to navigate through life. Another man just trying to pave a way for his lineage. Just another man trying to make a mark in this world. Just another man that's tired but still pushing forward. Because just because you're tired doesn't mean that you shouldn't push forward. That doesn't mean stop. That's not an option. The alternative to quitting is regression. And I don't know about you, but I can't afford to go that way. Like I can't. Like I gotta go that way. We gotta go that way. We going that way. We going that way. I said we going that way. And if you're with me, type it in the comments. I'm going forward. We can't afford to go backwards. And you do what it is you have to do, whether you are a man or a woman watching this. You do whatever it is you have to do to move forward. You cut off whatever you need to cut off. You take a break from whatever you need to take a break from. You pick up whatever it is you need to pick up to proceed forward. I wouldn't even call this a comeback because real talk, I'm not going to make any more videos this month. That's not a maybe, that's a promise. The next time you see me, I'll be in my new house, giving y'all a tour, showing you my family, which is something I really don't do a lot of on this channel. And once we're settled, I want you all to like see more of my wife so that you can get to know her as well, because you know she's such a monumental part of my life that thoughts to reality can't just be about me. It's got to be about, if it's going to be about me, it's got to be about all of me. Let me just put it like that, because she is my better half, and you're going to get a chance to see that. You're going to get a chance to hear that. You know, many stories to tell to you all, many blessings to share with you all, stories to give you hope, stories to give you, to pique the interest of you, of putting your trust in Christ. Got a lot of living to do. And we're just getting started, folks. Peace.